Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Ji आया हूँ बखैर आगले नी हाओ चुने शुमे वश मले Ohio Gonzalez, Guten Morgen, Hola, Bonjour, Privyet, Kaifan, and a very amazing Khosh Amadi to everybody who's out there and who's tuned into PT World and are watching World this morning alongside the very pretty, the very fabulous who just made it back to the show, Maha Makhdoom. Hello, Maha, how are you?
Hello, Shazad. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And I'm good. I feel a bit nervous. It's like my first show all over again. But it's good to be back. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to
all
see you too.
happy and energetic in the morning. You kind of lifted up my energies as well, which
Thank
is
you
always
very much.
great.
Thank you very much for
But,
that. And
you guys did a wonderful job while I was away with Mariam. Thank you so much for supporting my time while I was gone. Really appreciate it.
Well, it's perfectly all right. But how was your vacations and how do you feel after vacations? Because I think now it's time for me to go for a vacation too.
Well, it wasn't so much of a vacation. It was more some stuff was happening at home, so we had to go and sort that out. But it was good to be with family, and it's good to be around people that have always supported you when you wanted something and all your life. And then when they need support, it's always good to give it back. But I couldn't have done it without the support of my producers and you guys, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for that. And these were the top stories from Maha. Now the top stories from the world, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning.
Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi has said Pakistan's 200 million citizens will continue to support their Kashmiri brethren in their struggle against Indian occupation.
Spanish authorities have alerted motorists to avoid road trips and be aware of icy conditions, with heavy snow expected to sweep across much of Spain for next few days.
Dr. Chivi, a researcher of Sussex University, has introduced ultimate space-age dining experience called floating food.
Wow.
I wonder what that is.
And mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during next 24 hours. Continental air is prevailing in most parts of the country. Well, I never knew that there was an air named as continental.
No.
Yeah, I thought there was only food. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these were the top stories, and time now to give it away what we're going to actually discuss and talk about on the show. So, Maha, do you want to do the honors?
Well, today, as you know, we like to highlight different sporting events and people and sportsmen all over Pakistan, especially ones who have given and dedicated their lives to promote the sport and their fellow sportsmen. Within Pakistan, as we know, we have had some boxers that have made their names on the mark and on the stage, but unfortunately they don't get the support or the backing that they deserve. So a lot of the times they end up going and playing for other countries. We've recently lost a really Mohammed Wasim, very talented player, because he just wasn't getting the support. But there are federations within Pakistan who are trying to make something of it, and they're trying to raise awareness and education for people out there.
And then at the same time, I think we are going to pledge the governments to actually put more focus on such sports and sportsmen too as well, because we cannot afford to lose such sportsmen. For example, when we talk about Mohammed Wasim as well, who was playing for WBC in the silver flyweight category, and how many other sportsmen actually had to, quit their passions and then work just like an ordinary man. So I think that we people need to get together as a society, and the government need to put more focus on our sportsmen, because this is how we project the soft image of Pakistan.
Exactly. And we do have the Pakistan Boxing Federation, which supports amateur boxing, but there's nothing that takes it further. Until about a year and a half ago, when some very, very visionary people and people who've been within the sports decided to start Pakistan Professional Boxing Federation. And they're here with us today, and we're going to be discussing what is actually going on and what's happening in the scene.
So on our right-hand side,
So we have been joined by Rashid Baloch. He is the president of Pakistan Professional Boxing Federation. He is a former boxing champion of Pakistan, and he's also an Olympian who we remember as well. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. An absolute honor to have you here.
thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Besides Rashid Baloch, we've been joined by Kaleem Ahmed Azad. He is the chairman ring official committee in the Pakistan Professional Boxing Federation.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
How are you?
salam, sir. Aap kaise hain? Theek hai?
Alhamdulillah. I am
Thank you
fine,
very much
thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Besides Mr. Kaleem, we've been joined by Mohammed Zahoor Khan. He is the vice president of Pakistan Professional Boxing Federation, and he's also a national champion of boxing in Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, so I think I'm going to get the conversation started over here. So Rashid Baloch sahab, my first question is, when there was a boxing federation already, why do you think that there was a need or there was a necessity for the Professional Boxing Federation?
Actually, there is two boxing. One is amateur and another one is professional.
Okay.
So we had amateur boxing since beginning of Pakistan, 1948, but there never been professional boxing federation or a platform for professional boxing to go and represent Pakistan. So when I started boxing in 1989, amateur from Hyderabad, I born in Hyderabad.
I was just 2 years old then.
Yeah, I'm 45 now.
Perfectly all right.
So then I started. I used to work with my father as a blacksmith, welding, the arc welding, and I met some people there, some friends, and they asked me to go and join the show, the boxing show, and from there I started boxing, and then I mean lots of challenges and work, and went to Olympics, 1996 Olympics, and then after Olympics, there was just something in my mind, professional. I used to see those pictures and books, magazines, professional boxing, with blow, the face is like
swollen.
and so it was just, I was like born for professional.
Okay.
And then I tried to reach Hussein Shah. He was in Japan. He was training professional boxers in Japan, and he introduced us to professional boxing there at gym. I went there, had a couple of fights, and then from there I went to Australia, some more fights, won a title, New South Wales title, and then I ended up in New Zealand.
Okay.
There I was,
So these are all very good, sporting countries. New Zealand and Australia, they're known for their sports. Okay, so let's move on to Kaleem Saab. You guys have started the Pakistan Professional Boxing Federation because PBF is
PPBF.
PBF, the Pakistan
Boxing
Federation is just for amateurs. So you decide to start you guys decide to start the professional. Why did you feel there was a need for that in Pakistan?
Actually, in amateur boxing, there is not lot of sports for boxers. They just when boxer win, they give the certificates, medals. That's it. You think everybody have right to live in peacefully, so they need funds for running their families.
Okay.
So in professional boxing, it's all depends on money. So we think about to present Pakistan in professional boxing, and our boxer must earn lot of money, just like other boxers. Muhammad Wasim is the best. Amir Khan also. Basically, the legend is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
That can inspiration. That's give the inspiration to all of our boxers.
Okay, that's excellent. Because Shazad, I was also reading about the boxing as a community and society. Like, was it Lloyd Mayweather?
Floyd
Mayweather.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
He earned 85 million.
And he's never ever lost a fight too
Exactly.
as well. And recently we have even seen a fight in between Floyd Mayweather and McGregor too
Yes,
as well.
they earned a lot during
Yeah,
that.
it's
but
pay-per-view and whatnot. But the conditions over here within Pakistan are very different, and I think it's because of the fact that the sponsors do not even come on board.
Okay.
You want to add on to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather was in same Olympic with, as Atlanta 96. He was there and he won first 2 fights. And he lost, he won bronze medal. He lost against, I think that was Cuban or Mexican. Yeah, one of the guy. He lost.
Okay.
But then he turned to professional and he proved that, he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's doing
and
great.
it's still proving,
Yeah.
Team Money,
Okay.
that's what their
Yeah,
name is as well. So let me just move on to Zusab over here, and you're the vice president. First of all, what is the job orientation of a vice president at a professional boxing federation? And then, since you were a national champion yourself, so how did you got yourself into boxing?
I will start the boxing 1999
Okay.
amateur boxing.
Okay.
I will play the national champion I think 2001,
Okay.
2003, 2006.
Amazing.
अगर आप उर्दू में भी फील करते हैं कि आप उर्दू में बात बेहतर कर सकते हो, आप उर्दू में भी बता सकते हैं, हमें कोई मसला नहीं।
मैंने स्टार्ट ली है, मेरे घर में स्टार्ट लिया बॉक्सिंग ने तकरीबन 1990 से। मेरे घर में बॉक्सिंग स्टार्ट हुआ है। उसके बाद मैंने जब स्टार्ट लिया तो 1999 में मैंने बॉक्सिंग स्टार्ट ली है। तो उसके बाद खेलते खेलते आ गए थे, फिर नेशनल में आ गए। नेशनल खेलते खेलते फिर मतलब एक इवेंट खेला, दूसरा खेला, उसके बाद नेशनल चैम्पियन बन गया था। फिर 2006 में मैं बेस्ट बॉक्सर बना, बेस्ट प्लेयर ऑफ द ईयर बना।
Okay.
तो मतलब वही कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रहा था।
Okay.
उसके बाद जब रशीद भाई असल में हमारे बड़े भी हैं, मेरे बड़े भाई उनके साथ कैंप में भी थे, तो इन्होंने मतलब फिर हमें टच किया कि यार प्रोफेशनल हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, तो हम इनके साथ टच हुए। तो अल्लाह का शुक्र है, अभी हमारे मेरे अपना पर्सनल मेरा स्टूडेंट है, वो रशीद भाई उनको सपोर्ट कर रहा है, तो वो अभी जा रहे हैं मलेशिया।
Amazing.
10 मार्च को उसकी फ़ाइट हो रही है मलेशिया में,
इंशाल्लाह।
तो वो इंशाल्लाह रशीद भाई भेज रहे हैं उसको, रशीद बलोच साहब।
That's amazing. So, Shazad, you
Yeah,
wanna-
okay. So, what Zahur Sahib is actually saying is that he started boxing in 1996. Then in 2006, he actually won the best boxer title as well. And then he was a national champion after 2 fights or 2 bouts. That's if you want it like that. But then later on, since there wasn't any support, so they had to give up on that. And then when Mr. Rashid Baloch actually jumped in and he made this professional boxing federation, so then there was a time when they actually had students, and now the Professional Boxing Federation is actually sending their student to Malaysia for a fight too as well on the 10th, and I think that's a great venture. So
Absolutely.
for the federations to send somebody to another country, they even need sponsors, they even need finances. So how are you doing it? Are you guys doing it out of your pocket, or do you guys kind of collect it yourselves? How do you do it? How
Are you
does it
getting
work?
support from anywhere?
So far, we're going just helping each other. We
Okay.
just a couple of guys from each province, and I believe that it's going to be awesome in future, because this is the most very how do
Richest
you say
sports.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big game.
Yeah.
I thought when I was in Japan and Australia, New Zealand, and then I realized that when the people champions can make millions of dollars, and one of the guy from Manny Pacquiao, he's one of the best
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
history.
Allah.
He was very poor, very he came and he's a
Okay.
rich man. I was in Philippines in November for a WBC convention. I was representing Pakistan there, and I saw there that I heard from people and that he's he got a lot of factories and things, like he's helping his people now. He's able to do that.
Okay.
So why wouldn't be there someone from Pakistan?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's really great, and it's really amazing to see that you want to invest and you want to give back and create opportunities for other boxers as well. But you
Yeah,
wanna add
moving on, I just wanted to add that, ladies and gentlemen, very sorry to, say it about my own self, since I was in Lahore over the weekend, and it was a
Yes.
great event over here in Pakistan where the FIFA trophy, World Cup trophy 2018 made it over here to Pakistan, since they're on a world tour. And Christian Karambeu was actually holding the trophy so that people could see, and I was hosting it. So, you know what the feeling I had over there was that, just because of the fact that the trophies over here in Pakistan, people started to think about making a football team, and one day, we might be able to bring back the trophy too. So I think international prayers from the boxing arena, if they make it to Pakistan, I think it's going to be better. And even Mr. Amir Khan has actually said that he's going to launch a boxing league over here within Pakistan.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's going to work, or it's going to improve the whatever the matters are right now?
Definitely, he's well known he can bring a sponsor, he can bring people, so why not?
Okay.
He will help people, and you will help the boxers, and that will be
Okay, so
great.
this is what I wanted to lead to, because Shahzad has really aptly made this point that, you know, bringing that trophy here to raise awareness. It was all over the media, but we have to remember we do have a football team, male and female. You know,
Yeah.
it's about promoting our own players as well, and we've been lucky. We've been joined by a lot of football players on our show as well. But this kind of is it syndication? Is that the word I'm looking for? Where you have, you know, people like Amir Khan, he's made his boxing academy here. Do you think if getting these people to promote and highlight the boxers here will bring in the funds or the corporate sponsorships that you guys need in order to have professional boxing here?
Yeah, I think that definitely
Yeah.
that will help.
Okay.
Okay, so then I think at this point of time, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead out for a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere, because when you guys are going to come back, we are actually going to shed light on his personal career too as well, and that what were the challenges he faced, because this is what he